Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Lawmakers in the United States are under the impression that Donald Trump, your president, regime is involved in a massive cover up. Fam, they got their latest batch of files from the Epstein files over the weekend, and they said this is like amongst the absolute worst. It's embarrassing. These people must think we're stupid. They included the names of dead celebrities, including Elvis Presley. Fam, well, these people are crazy, fam. Check this out. So this is an article from The Independent. Lawmakers who push the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files are dissatisfied with its latest disclosure of high-profile names mentioned in the 3 million documents, believing the DOJ is being purposely vague to protect those with close ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Saturday evening, the DOJ sent a 6-page letter to Congress, including the names of celebrities, politicians, business people, and more who were mentioned at least once in the files. But the extensive list failed to explain how the people are connected to the pedophile financier and his fellow offender. Names range from President Donald Trump, who was once friends with Epstein but ceased communication before 2008 Florida conviction, to apparently unrelated figures whose name happened to have been mentioned, like Marilyn Monroe, the Hollywood star who died when Epstein was just 9 years old, and the singer Janis Joplin, who died in 1970. Say, fam, Marilyn Monroe, one way or the other, cool. But Janis Joplin, man, that's a Texas native. I do not appreciate the disrespect. I don't appreciate the disrespect, man. Janis Joplin was just, Janis Joplin, when she died in 1970, Epstein was only 9 years old. In fact, Janis Joplin, I think, was like 25 or something. Let me see how old Janet was when she died. Janis, how old she was when she died. Janis was 27. So she died at 27. But Janis Joplin was, she was one of the greats. She was one of the greats. Very, very talented woman. And for them to put her name in those files and to smear her name like that, I mean, that's just totally disrespectful. The family should step up, the estate should step up and file a lawsuit. Absolutely. That's wrong, man. They shouldn't be allowed to do stuff like that. The DOJ is once again purposely muddying the waters on who was a predator and who was mentioned in the email. Representative Ro Khanna, one of the lawmakers leading the effort, said on X, to have Janis Joplin, who died when Epstein was 17, in the same list as Larry Nassar, who went to prison for sexual abuse of hundreds of young women and child pornography, with no clarification in how either was mentioned in the files, is absurd, Khanna added. Khanna called on the DOJ to stop protecting predators and release all the files with only names of survivors redacted. Oh, man. Family, this is just bad, man. This comes off as, hey, they're dumb. They'll believe anything we tell them. And even if they don't believe us, what are they gonna do? It's almost like they're having that conversation right now. Look at that. It's like, meet you in the back. Meet me in the bathroom. Come on, fam. This is absurd. This is crazy. The DOJ, man, if we can't trust the DOJ if we cannot trust the DOJ, we're cooked. It's done. The president should never have that much influence. In fact, the president shouldn't have any influence over the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice should act on behalf of the people, not the president. The Department of Justice can listen to the president, have conversations, maybe even strategize with the president. But for the president to have absolute control over the DOJ and be able to fire and hire on the spot, that's bad business, fam. Because what if you get a rogue president? Because all that's good if the president is operating in the best interest of the people. But what if you get a rogue president? What if you get a president who comes into office and decides he don't care what Congress thinks? He's going to circumvent protocol. Doesn't matter what Congress thinks. If he wants to invade a country, he'll just invade the country. Damn what Congress thinks. If he wants to sell the resources from that country, he can take the revenue and put it in a foreign bank and nobody's going to do anything about it because that money is still in Qatar. That money from the sale of oil in Venezuela is still in Qatar. And nobody said anything about it as of late. The media don't even talk about it. They won't even talk about it, fam. They're not talking about it. This dude made a sale of oil in Venezuela, took the proceeds and directed them to a foreign country in an offshore account that he personally controls. Like, damn. And nothing was done about it. Congress has done nothing about it. Nothing. He said that the money was for the American people. But the American people are over here suffering and wondering when are they going to get some relief? People can't pay their bills. They can't pay their rent. Rent is too expensive. Can't pay their rent. He promised a stimulus check from the proceeds of the tariffs, the money that he saved with the tariffs that was levied against our allies and enemies. But all of those savings, where did they go? The American people still haven't seen any relief at the pump. No relief yet, to date, no relief. And we're supposed to trust the process. The biggest sex scandal in the history of the United States, we are in the midst of. Jeffrey Epstein files. Dozens, if not hundreds, of prominent members of society worldwide have been implicated, and none of them have faced justice, except a couple of them are facing justice overseas. I think, well, I won't name the countries, so I don't want to get them wrong, but a couple of them overseas are facing some type of repercussions. But right here in the United States, where it all went down, nobody other than Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell has faced any consequences. The Justice Department is redacting the faces of the many of the predators. They're protecting the predators and exposing the victims. Come on, fam. Like, the Justice Department is supposed to expose the predators and protect the victims, redact the victims. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. No more talk.